Hello, and welcome to another episode of the New World Comics Podcast. I'm Buck Berlin, owner-operator of this fine establishment. With me, I have Stephanie Cerny.
Hey.
Yay. And running this shindig, Brad Reed of
Blessings.
Nerds to Men fame.
Thank you. Blessings to you, Buck.
Yeah, you can check out the
Stephanie.
Nerds to Men podcast everywhere that you can. This New World Comics podcast on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud?
Well, Nerds to Men is on SoundCloud.
Oh,
but
there you go.
New World isn't.
Oh, we're
But
not
we're
good
on
enough.
You
Facebook
are. YouTube,
and YouTube.
iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify's a
SoundCloud.
big one.
All those super cool places.
It shows how much you care about us.
Yeah.
It's like $5 a month.
Joined with us this week, my favorite and only nephew, Ben Troyer.
I'm your least
Yay,
favorite nephew.
Ben.
You're also my least favorite nephew. Yeah. Hi, Ben.
How did I get here?
Well, by being a punk teenager.
I know.
So, Ben, why don't you tell everyone who you are and what you do around here?
Well, I'm his nephew. Should I talk about what I actually do or what I'm supposed to do?
Both?
Yeah, let's talk about both.
So, I try and clean here. I sort comics. I help customers.
You dab on the haters?
I do dab a lot. I come out wearing cowboy hats and anything I can find. I also have Heelys.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben wears the fun stuff. He's inherited from me the love of the weird and obscure. So.
I do love obscure things.
Yes. So, I mean, I know the answer to this one, and I know you're going to be how's this? Ben, what got you into comics?
So it all started when I was born.
Yep.
March 24th, 2004. I was born, and then you were there.
Yep.
And you were there.
Not so much.
All right. But
I mean, if it's how he remembers it.
Yeah. No. I was one of the first to see you. You were sitting there crying, shivering. You had this shock of straight brown hair that looks like Beaker from I know Beaker has orange hair, but it looks like Beaker, with brown hair. You were bright red and freezing. I can't just put my hand on your back and you stopped crying. I was like, "Oh, Ben."
and here we are now.
And here we are now. Yeah. So, I did kind of push this life on you pretty hard, but I didn't just do the hey, you're gonna love Batman, you're gonna love Superman, whatever.
Yeah.
So one of the first things that I gave you was this little plush Godzilla, because you were not even one, and you had just learned to sit up, and you loved stacking blocks. And I showed you that this Godzilla could knock over blocks, and then we made a game of other toys couldn't knock over blocks, but Godzilla could knock over blocks, and you were obsessed, like absolutely obsessed. And your mom called and was telling me all about the hours that you were playing with this Godzilla and how she wanted me to find you more. Except this Godzilla had little bead eyes. She was afraid that you were going to choke on these really tiny beads, so she cut out his eyes. So there was this one evening that your mom had to go to the emergency room, and I ended up showing up and watching you, and I brought over All Monsters Attack, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you were glued to the TV. You were just like, I saw the wheels turning, and I saw that, you love big monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from then on, I, about once a week, I would bring over another kaiju monster for you to add to your collection and play. And, oh man, you were just living and breathing everything Godzilla. In the parking lots, if you saw oil spilled, you're like, oh, that's Hedora juice. Because he was the big smog monster, and any pollutants were this awful thing, and like, you were just super cute, and just, Godzilla was everything to you, and so much so that your third birthday, like, we went all out for this. Like, I let you borrow my Godzilla slippers, which are big Godzilla feet.
Yeah.
I collected a lot of crushable trash, and we spray painted them and made them all look like little buildings. And you and all of your friends could stomp through the city.
Yeah, and I don't remember a lot of that. I remember, like, with the Godzilla slippers and everything, and, like, there was, like, Play-Doh and stuff in there, and there's... you made this pin the tail on the Godzilla.
Yeah, and I drew each individual scale.
Yep.
On that and 3 tails.
We still have it. We don't have the tails, though.
Of course not. But yeah, I remember it was the first time that I had actually sat down and really drawn Godzilla, and man, I love it. Which, yeah, tell you what, I bet you we could put a picture of it here. Yeah?
Yeah, or right there.
Yeah. As long as you can find it in a timely fashion, give us a picture, we can.
It's right behind your TV, over there by the X-Men machine.
Well, then even better. Okay, so at this Godzilla party, there was also like your Godzilla cake was a big foot. That
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Your grandmother, my mother, made the big foot, and then like as you cut into it, it was red.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Your mom is so cool.
Wait,
Didn't
was it red velvet?
Yeah.
That's where because
Yeah.
I love red velvet.
Well, yeah, you couldn't get enough of this cake. And yeah, just we had a whole bunch of different Godzilla things for you to do. And you haven't had a birthday like this, like everybody in the world, and then like everyone else's kids showed up with gifts. We had carloads of gifts for you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
And
we were like, what are we gonna do with all this stuff? And
the only thing I remember, like, actually getting, like, I know I got a bunch of stuff, but the thing I remember most is like this Cars playset.
yeah, we let you keep a few things, and then we donated the rest.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you had more stuff than you knew what to do with, and then some of the stuff you'd never end up really playing with. But I mean, we could let you have it and not really enjoy it, or we could give it to someone more needy. Which would you do?
Probably give it to someone more needy.
There you go. See? Teaching the kid right. So the Godzilla thing kind of led into you being more involved at the store and kind of getting more into comics, and you'd watch the cartoons with me, you'd watch the shows and movies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you got me the all the DVDs you can of Hanna-Barbera Godzilla, which is like 3 discs,
which is not all of it, but it's everything that they released.
It's just the first season. The second season is only in Japanese, and I don't think it's ever had a physical release.
Nope.
But there was that, and then Godzilla comics. I really got into those, but I couldn't really understand the story too much because it was boring. I wanted to see Godzilla.
Yeah, because they had that way of like, well, how do we tell a Godzilla story? He didn't exactly talk. Well, let's make it people-centric.
Like the movies.
Yeah.
No.
Ho-hum. But from there, you wanted to read more comics and things like that. And then I took advantage of you being a rather short human being and would dress you up as Ant-Man.
Yes.
For store events, which well predates superhero school.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite pictures of me and Ben together, but way before superhero started, is him as Ant-Man.
Yeah, and people would come in and think, "Oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever!" And because you got that boost, you were like, "All right, Buck, I need to learn more about Ant-Man. What can he do?" So I told you all about Hank Pym.
Yeah, and you gave me Ant-Man season 1 above us there.
For those.
Available for purchase.
Yes.
How convenient.
Listen to him.
I'm learning.
I'm so proud. But yeah, so eventually you got into more comics, and you right off the bat I said, all right, we'll go ahead and pick out whatever you want to read, and I'll let you grab some really terrible, poorly written, poorly drawn things, and you grabbed some really great things, and it was interesting to see what you gravitated towards first.
What did I gravitate towards first?
You went after some mid-90s Image stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you picked up some X-Men just because you recognize the characters, but you didn't really know good X-Men from bad,
Yeah.
And then you ended up with, I think, some Justice League, which you were pretty happy with.
Yeah. I remember... I still have them, but you gave me some Marvel Tales and, like, Blue Devil or something.
Yeah.
And, what was it? Someone brought them in, and they're like... And you were like, oh, these aren't worth too much. Let Ben have them.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone came in trying to sell comics, and I said, well, they're really not terribly valuable. They're really good reading, but they're not worth much. Because they're all reprints. They're in kind of rough shape. That's just kind of how it was. And they said, oh, well, give them to that kid. I was like, I'll give them to that kid, sure. And, you ended up being that kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How's that for storytelling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you've since kind of found your own flavor, your own types of comics that you go after. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those?
Well... The Batman Who Laughs, who I have cosplayed as before.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, fun story about that. I was swamped with all the costumes for Batman Day.
Yes.
And then Ben was like, hey, I found this piece and this piece and this piece for this Batman costume. All I need is the mask. I was like, oh.
The mask and, like...
And the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which you can see a picture of it here. I threw it together in, a couple hours.
Yeah.
And
it was the mask, and then you just had to spray paint it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we had to spray paint them separate and then glue it together. But, yeah, it came together real quick. And it ended up being one of the best costumes that I've done.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's weird because, like, all you really made was the shoulder pads and the mask. Like,
Yeah.
other than that, like, it was a Trinity jacket from The Matrix, and then this other jacket, and then just some belts that we found.
Yeah.
And then some gloves and chains.
Yeah, and that's really cool about cosplay is that you don't necessarily have to go out and find the perfect thing. Sometimes you'll see things and think, oh, that would make an excellent this, and then they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, too, is what you bring to the character. Mm-hmm. Because this year you won the Mazo for the best kids costume with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, oh, you spent so much time making this, or like this was this amazingly crafted costume or something. It was what you brought to the character.
Yeah, like you didn't just like stand there like shoulders, hunched up, and like you had his pose. You had like all that.
It was like your attitude when you were that character.
Yeah, and since then you've read up on him now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about the Batman Who Laughs.
So, different universe. Batman gets poisoned by the Joker or whatever, and then he becomes the Batman Who Laughs. And it's been done before.
So it's Bruce Wayne as the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's been done before in stuff like I Joker, or didn't they do something in the 60s or something?
Mm-hmm.
But he's basically just like Joker Batman. He's crazy, and in the Batman Who Laughs series going on right now, he's fighting the Grim Knight, which is basically just Punisher Batman. And
who does need guns to defend his city.
Yes, mm-hmm. Who we will definitely be doing this year for Batman Day.
Ben calling me out right now.
I can call you out on all the superhero schools I want to do.
All right, well, we'll get to that. Definitely.
All right.
But yeah, okay. So, anything else you want to say about the Batman Who Laughs?
Read him. Buy it.
Yeah, so you can find him first show up in Metal And then he's got his own miniseries going on right now.
And then the new miniseries, Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight.
Yeah, that's all one title.
Why, we'll never know.
You know. All right, what else did you find?
I found Marvels, which I found out about because I was here sorting comics, and I had fallen out of comics for a bit. Like, I hadn't read them for a while, mainly because I just wasn't up here. But I was sorting comics one day, and then I found all of it, and you're like, hey, you should read that. That's pretty good. And I did, and, like, it's not the main Marvel universe, but it's still just so interesting, and the artwork in it is absolutely amazing. I love Alex Ross.
That's awesome. But I mean, the thing is, it is really the main Marvel universe. It's just kind of glossing over some of the stuff and kind of condensing down what happened.
Yeah, and, it's based off of, like, the main character is, is photographer Phil Sheldon, and, just his family, and, like, he has to do stuff for the Daily Bugle, so it's basically everyone's first contact with, superheroes, like the Human Torch, Silver Surfer, Galactus.
Yeah, and when you say the Human Torch, you mean like Phineas T. Horton's synthetic man.
The original Human Torch.
Yeah, which, originally was supposed to be a horror character.
Yeah, but, I mean...
And then, like, the next issue, he went from, like, oh, here's this dude that's on fire coming to get you, to, oh, no, he flies and he's a superhero. We're all good.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. It's only 4 issues and then a bunch of tie-ins and other stuff that...
Yeah, they're doing the annotated version now, so they're giving little notes about, who's in what panel, what comic stuff it's referencing.
Yeah.
Because, like, the little newsboy that's in there is Billy Batson. The sailor that they interview in the first issue is Popeye. Mm-hmm. Little things like that.
Yeah, it's almost like they do a lot of that, too, in Kingdom Come.
Right, yeah.
Which we will talk about.
Yeah. Marvel's was Alex Ross's first big thing that he did. Like, he did a few covers and a few, like, little short stories, but this is where he burst on the scene.
Yeah, and, I mean, I'm glad that he stayed because, he's a great artist.
Yeah. Yeah, he really brings more depth to a lot of things that you wouldn't normally think of as being like this big weighty character. Sometimes it's it takes one of his images to really hammer that home.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you have?
Well, I have probably one of my favorite single issues ever, Punisher War Journal #4, The Death of Stilt Man.
Yeah, we've covered this a couple times on the show, but please regale us with its story.
So, Stiltman, regarded as one of the greatest villains of all time in any medium ever.
Maybe not so much.
You're a liar. This guy thinks he knows stuff about comic books. I really know stuff about comic books. Stiltman is the best.
Right?
So, I don't really remember how he dies, but he dies, and
Punisher hits him with a rocket launcher.
It happens.
Yeah.
Daily thing. And
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
these villains,
Punisher.
they set up a funeral for him, and
all of this bar that they all frequent.
yeah, and the Dr. Doom sends a Doombot,
Yeah.
and he's just like hail Doom the whole time. And the Gibbon is there.
Oh, I love the Gibbon.
What is a Gibbon?
Yeah, so throughout the whole thing, like, anytime someone ends up talking to him, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, did you just ask what a Gibbon was? Or I'm sorry, the Gibbon, did you just ask what I could do? And he's just always like, oh, you're talking about me, right? Because, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the joke because go out on the street, ask anybody what a Gibbon is. They're going to be like, I don't know what that is.
Right. As opposed to, no, he's a primate that
Yeah, it's a monkey, people.
But should I spoil it?
This is a fantastic story.
Yeah,
I mean, like, this is such a super funny, really good story.
I think we should let the boy do it.
All right, so there's a bartender the entire time just serving drinks, and turns out it's the Punisher, and then at the end everybody's just arguing over nothing, and then just at the end the bar explodes, and then you see Punisher walking away.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. I wish we had more of them.
Yeah. If ever this gets the dollar reprint treatment that Marvel's been doing, we definitely will.
Comes with the Stiltman figure.
Yeah. Yeah, you loved this so much that when Daredevil Day came around, you said, Buck, I need to be Stiltman.
Yes, I love Stiltman. I am Stiltman
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah, which you can see a picture of Ben as Stiltman here.
Somewhere. But
You know.
Stiltman is just so fun to play because he's so over the top about everything.
I see what he
Yeah,
did there.
over the top.
I'm leaving.
Yep. But yeah, like the kids are just, just poking holes in your greatness, and you were just like, no.
I'm Stiltman.
Yeah.
I'm taller than you.
Yeah. Yeah, using the ultimate little kid defense. No, I'm taller than you. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, trying to explain to the kids, like, no, I go up and down, either one.
What did Daredevil call me? Elevator Man?
Yeah, elevator man. Yeah. That was a good day. That was a really good superhero school.
Yep.
So, let's see. What else did you have there?
Is a little thing called Hellboy.
Yeah.
Or Heck Guy.
Yeah, HB.
Has a movie coming out, I hear.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So, what got you into Hellboy? Why do you love? Tell me all about this, because you bring this up like it's one of many things. This is
this is my favorite comic book ever.
right.
Like, there is so much depth in the world of Hellboy. Like, I gravitated toward because it's just weird, and I've always loved like weird things because it's different and like it's new and fresh every time, and like it's just great. I love the art. I love how it's written. I love all of it.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
except for Painkiller Jane and Hellboy.
yeah, the word crossovers get a bit much. But what about him as a character speaks to you?
He's really relatable. Like you see him. Oh, look, he's a demon with his big rock hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you relate to that? And Mignola, he writes him so well that you can relate to him, and like you can relate to all his troubles. Like he falls in love with his girl Alice, and they have like this really sweet winter special with them.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
Yeah. No. Elaborate. Yeah.
I mean, I remember Flowers and you and like everybody always talked about Hellboy, and we had all the trades here at one point, so I grabbed the first one. It was right before we were going out to eat, and I was like, hey Buck, can I try out Hellboy? And you're like, oh yeah, the first two trades aren't as good as the rest. And even though they aren't, I still loved them.
Right. And I mean, saying that, it almost makes it sound like I dislike them. They're still very, very good.
Yeah.
It's just the rest of it. Like once the story gets going, and once it felt like Mike was getting the whole picture in his head. That's when it really gets good. That's when it really starts going places and doing things that other comics really don't.
Yeah, and like it's its own little universe. It's not connected to anything else Dark Horse besides like the weird crossovers.
Yeah, like it got it started in X-Men, but like it
became its own thing.
Yeah, it kind of dropped X-Men, and it's yeah.
I mean, did anybody read Next Men?
Yes, they did way back when. John Byrne was a really big deal. But there are some spin-offs from it.
Oh, yes. BPRD, Rasputin, Abe Sapien, BPRD, Hell on Earth.
I'm sure that Flower's about to scream from across the room.
What? Oh,
Oh.
Lobster Johnson.
Yeah, he's just whispering from across the room.
Yeah.
No Witchfinder, no
Those don't count.
all right.
I did that to make Flowers mad.
Yep. But yeah, Hellboy, the movies really don't do it justice, which is
They're still good, but
it's cliche to say, oh, the movies, they're good. They're a really
But
nice representation
The
of the character.
animated
the
ones were where it's at.
The animated Hellboys are so incredibly close to what you find in the comics.
Yeah, those were really, really good.
Yeah, those took each one took 3 or 4 stories from the comics, just kind of at random.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, here you go, let's tie all these into one narrative.
Like, those were perfect.
Yeah.
And, like, that is the perfect universe for the animation.
Oh yes, most definitely. So, yeah, if ever you get a chance to read Hellboy, please do. Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, so what else?
Well, Godzilla, Kingdom of Monsters, because we didn't have Godzilla in Hell.
Well, just the whole IDW Godzilla series is really good.
Yeah.
There are a few missteps here and there. The one where it's Godzilla versus the mob bosses.
Yes.
That's awful. That's
That is
Like, that's...
that is better than Watchmen.
shut up. Hush up in your face.
Fine.
Okay. No, yeah, that one's terrible. It's God, I even forgot the name of it. It's like Godzilla crime. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah,
Something weird.
it's stupid. But what's really cool about this is that every character in the Godzilla lore gets some time, gets mentioned.
Yeah. And like you usually have the monsters of like, oh, they're one movie and then they're out.
Yeah.
And then, they're the main ones, Rodan, Gigan, Mothra, Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, but like you see like King Caesar pop up and like have some actual cool time.
Yeah, and I hate King Caesar.
I love King Caesar. He's so amazing. He got a 3-minute song to himself.
It's just King Caesar over and over again.
Yeah, listen, when a song's that good, you don't need much more.
He's like, this is my name.
Yeah.
This is my song.
I don't want to get off track, but the other day I found this like YouTube channel. It's just this guy singing your name over and over again.
My name?
No, not your name, like anyone's name.
So like you can type in like Buck.
Yeah, and then like he'll just record it. It's the same like beat every time, but it's just the same thing over and over.
I need this in my life.
Yeah, and there's this other band called like Super Awesome Happy Birthday Band or something.
Oh my God. My friend had one of those done.
Yes. But
Oh, man.
Tell me about this super happy, awesome birthday band.
it's the same thing as the I Sing Your Name, but it's just about like happy birthday.
Yeah. They'll just say, happy birthday, and then it'll be your name.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
So you can be like, happy birthday, Godzilla. Yeah.
You know, the business ventures that I've gone into and haven't gone into, definitely fork.
I mean, you're really missing out
Am I?
on the interwebs.
Yeah, I'll stick to real world over here. As much as real world as we can call this. Yeah. Back to the IDW Godzilla's like there are some of these that they, just like the movies, they focus a little bit too much on the people. And then
the
some
not
of these
fun parts.
Yeah, some of these it's all about the monsters.
Godzilla in Hell.
Godzilla in Hell is fantastic.
Yeah. It barely has. I don't think it does have any dialogue.
The very first issue has absolutely none, and then the second one I think it has some, and then it goes back to none.
There's a lot of sound effects though.
Right. Yeah. This one they finally, instead of just writing out roar like that, they spell out the scream. Oh,
That's amazing.
yeah. Yeah, they actually spell out how all of these monster roars sound. So
Yeah, and is I don't know.
you don't know?
I have no idea. I don't know what Godzilla is.
It's kind of nice
Uh-huh.
to know what those sounds are supposed to sound like. Because
Right.
you make up the sounds in your head.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I've been wrong all this time.
You've
And then it's
betrayed
kind of
me.
like, how dare you tell me what this sounds like? That's not the noise they make.
But yeah, it's really nice for like the hardcore fans that know the monsters and like, man, I wonder what would happen in that kind of fight. Oh man, they really didn't get their day in that movie. And some of these like seeing Anguirus fight, I don't know, Destroyer or Zilla shows up.
Oh yeah, Zilla.
Yeah, gets the heck knocked out of him. It's awesome.
The best part in any Godzilla movie is in Final Wars when Zilla shows up and Godzilla just beats him.
Yep. Yeah, Zilla being the 1998 Matthew Broderick Godzilla. Like, Toho was like, oh, they took the god out of Godzilla, so they just call him Zilla. Oh, it's awesome.
Do you remember when you showed me Godzilla versus Bambi?
Yep.
Do you remember when you showed me the Ultimate Showdown?
Yes, of Ultimate Destiny.
Yes.
Good guys, bad guys, and explosions.
Yes.
As far as the eye can see.
That is one of the greatest songs ever written.
Which I guess if we want to make Brad work even harder, we could link to here.
Yes.
Or if not, then hey, we didn't.
Only put the link on screen. Just type it out. They have to look it up on their own.
Brad's cutting this entire show.
No, he isn't.
That's actually how I do the links anyway. 'Cause
Yeah.
I haven't mastered like a hyperlink within a video. I don't know if anybody has, but let me know if you have.
Oh, I'm sure they have. Well, yeah,
But it'll be included in the bio.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, what else do you have, Ben?
This thing called Kingdom Come.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It's amazing. It's also done by Alex Ross.
Yeah?
The art is. But
Yeah, it's written by Mark Waid.
and it's so basically all the superheroes are old.
Not all of them.
A lot of them. There are new superheroes.
There you go.
But like new, like Black Canary the Fourth becomes a cyborg, and there's like a new Red Robin, and there's like another Hourman, and Batman has these weird like mechs
Yeah?
that just like go around patrolling Gotham, and in it you can find the Fat Albert Gang,
Yep.
and that is probably one of my favorite like hidden things in comics.
Favorite Easter eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, throughout the whole book, there's really cool stuff. Like in the bar, there's like the Question and Rorschach are like sitting there arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It just there. Yeah. There's just so many hidden things. Like you can flip to just about any page and like, oh, check out that thing. Like anytime that there's a big spread of people, you can focus in and do check that out. That comes from this.
Earlier in the book, there is Phil Sheldon from Marvel's in it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of crossover that goes on there. And there's a lot of the times that he'll base certain looks off of different actors or actresses, kind of throughout the thing. And seeing big sweeping shots, kind of like this, there's always something extra hidden in there. Sometimes it's his friends, sometimes it's things from, Marvel or DC. Like Magog in here was their big, like, hey, screw you, modern comics, because he's based off of Cable.
Yeah.
Because he's, big and has this shiny cybernetic arm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
It is one of the dream superhero schools that I'll never have.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in like 10, 15 years when we all kind of age out.
Whenever everybody is really old.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're getting better with makeup.
Yeah.
We can pull it off.
I don't know about that. But maybe as a play. Yeah. Well,
Yes, we need to do another play.
Well, I mean, we're working on the Godzilla puppet show later this year, which you're looking at the controller of Godzilla, at least in this stage of planning.
Oh, so not in any later stages?
I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, if this attitude keeps up, then no.
Depends on.
Maybe it will.
Oh, look who just got parented in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't screw anything up, Ben.
Fine.
He's like, I'll be good. I'll do my homework.
I
Yeah.
do my homework.
I didn't say you didn't on this podcast.
Yeah. we'll talk
Every
later.
time I'm in here, Buck's like, "Did you do your homework?"
And did you
Yes.
today?
Yes. I didn't
Really?
have any homework today.
Oh, so the truth comes out.
Help me.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your last book.
Yeah. Talk about your last book. Then the next question just came up.
The very happy The Walking Dead. I think it's better than the TV show. I think everyone does, because of what the TV show has become. And Buck, I think you have an interesting story about The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So sometimes entertainment can be a little too gruesome, a little too down, and I usually use my entertainment as like, oh, let's escape from the horrors and the awfulness of the world,
Of real life.
Yeah. Not to say that a dark story didn't get me now and then, but I try to skew more towards the lighter end of things, or more exciting things. But Walking Dead had like it was the first time that they really gutted the cast. It was around issue 50 at the prison, and like Lori and the new baby that had just come out, like that she just had got killed. Like half the cast got killed, and it looked like it was just Rick and Carl at that point again. I was like, oh my god. So like the next issue, they find this house and like bunker down, and Rick takes a whole bunch of pills, and he took this phone that he had been having delusions with, that he was still talking to Lori. So he spent the whole issue hopped up on pills and talking to Lori, and then passes out. And then the final scene, you see Carl like opening up a door and like, oh, here comes a whole bunch of zombies. And to me, that's the perfect place to end The Walking Dead. That, despite all their trouble and effort and all the other stuff, that Rick kills himself and Carl was unable to defend himself because of Rick's actions, and they all died.
It's like a dark version of Home Alone.
Oh, Ben.
Thank you, nephew.
I'll be here sometimes.
Yep. So, in all that, here's a question that I've been meaning to ask for a while. What's it like to have me as an uncle?
Awful. I hate it.
Really?
No. It's pretty great, actually.
Yeah, why so? And this isn't me like fishing for compliment. Like, I genuinely would like to know your thoughts and feelings.
It's really weird having an uncle that owns a comic book store, because like I think everybody likes comic books, but they don't like them enough to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone likes the movies,
Right.
And they're fun, they're light, some of them, and it's like it's not like I'm using you to read comic books, but like I can read anything in the store besides like 90s Image and Watchmen.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read 90s Image.
Yeah. There's some that's worth reading.
Like
Wildcat's a lot of fun. Savage Dragon to a point is great. Let's see. There's quite a few issues of Spawn that I'd actually recommend. There's Stormwatch. The latter half of when it becomes Authority is great. Yeah, I mean, for all the guff that it put out, yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff at 90s Image.
Oh, there's some diamonds in the rough there.
Yeah.
You hear that, people? Come buy all our 90s Image.
Supreme is fantastic. Anyway, you were saying.
I don't know. It's really cool because like I I can connect to you more with like weird things. Like we both love home movies.
Oh yes,
The Adult Swim show.
yeah. The Brendan Small.
Yeah, Brendan
Yeah.
Small, Jason, and Melissa.
Oh yeah.
I quote it all the time, and you're like the only person who gets it.
Well, it's because I'm the one that was like, "Hey Ben, you should watch that show."
Yeah, and it was all on Hulu until they took it off. But
Those jerks.
yeah,
But I mean, like, does it get annoying, like us going places and people like knowing me, or is it
sometimes whenever like we're in a hurry and I know you need to hurry, you're staying in conversation with them. I'm like, we need to go.
I'm just being social.
What's that like?
You gotta press the flesh. You gotta be nice with everyone.
I'm
You
not
know?
nice.
You will be.
Sometimes.
It's like a, you will be.
So, any complaints? Any downside to me being your uncle?
I don't know.
How about those times that I embarrassed the living hell out of you?
You do that a lot.
Man, yeah, my favorite thing to do is in Walmart they have the little bullhorns. And just Ben, where are you? Ben.
You get the cowbells too.
Oh yeah. If I don't hear from Ben, I'll get the big cowbell and start walking around, shaking it, just clang, 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 clang. Ben, clang, clang, Ben.
Another thing is, it is annoying whenever you're like, okay, Ben, go get water, and I'm like, okay, I found water, and then I have to call you because I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Because like I check the toys, I check like spray paint, I check everything.
These are the places
The
to find me.
typical places.
Yeah, I mean,
Toys and spray paint.
yeah.
The wild buck can be spotted at.
Yeah, yeah. What's real fun around Free Comic Book Day? I'll start posting my shopping lists online, and they're really weird. Like it looks like I'm about to plan like the greatest heist or the worst weekend ever.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. So you need duct tape, confetti, a cash register, rubber bands, X-Acto blades, and shoe polish. Weird.
Yeah.
When have we ever used shoe polish?
To distress and deepen colors on some of the masks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
This kid over here. Why do we need this? Oh.
Some things we don't actually need, and we need another backroom purge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's on the docket this summer. So.
Should we talk about how I clean the back room sometimes?
Well, unless you want people to be disappointed. Oh.
It's not my fault that it's dirty. It's everyone else's fault because people are like, oh, I'll just throw boxes wherever. And I'm like, I organize that. I do all this stuff, and nobody respects it.
Yeah. We've both cleaned in the back room.
I'm
We
having
understand.
the best time right now.
No, you're not. You go clean it.
I have
Go clean it right now.
more than you. No, we're about to go to dinner.
Oh.
Yeah. It's good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, thank you for answering that genuinely.
Stop. No.
What?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's how we're ending this. Yeah. That
Aren't we
point
going
right
to talk
there.
about superhero school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no. Yeah. To our next point, superhero school. Your involvement.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been involved pretty much from the get-go as Ant-Man and Robin.
And then I was never heard from again.
Uh-huh.
And then Free Comic Book Day 2 years ago?
Coming up on 3, yeah.
Yeah. I was going through I forget how it like really happened, but like what I remember is you're going through like awful Avengers because we needed Avengers for superhero school, and you're like, oh, swordsman. And then I dressed up on Free Comic Book Day for some stuff, and
Yeah, for the first time, like you were just the kid like, meh. Everything's meh.
that's still me.
Yeah.
But
The attitude's improved.
Yeah.
A little
Like
bit.
you say actual words now.
Yeah.
Instead of just
know.
like,
But yeah, like I was surprised to find you in like the Groot suit. Like there you were just like, nope, here I am doing it. Let's be in this Groot suit.
yep.
Yeah.
And it's really hot and awful.
Yes, it is. But yeah, so then I said, Ben, did you have fun dressing up? He said, yeah, I did. And I said, well, what kind of characters would you like to play? And I feel like you said like not the important ones.
Yes, I said like the awful ones or
Yeah.
something.
What are the awful and
Because I love the awful characters.
which I think you inherited from me because like give me give me the best characters. We'll have an okay time. Give me the worst awful characters. Oh, we're in for a party. Oh, there's gold to be found in those hills.
Oh yeah, the Z-listers are so much more fun.
Yeah. So, well, because like, things will be kind of explained, but never really explored. Like Swordsman is absolutely one of the worst Avengers, and then he came back from disgrace like with very little explanation,
And then he died again.
and then he died again. Yeah. Yeah, because he joined the Avengers to steal their pension.
Okay.
He held Captain America hostage.
Yeah. He did for no real.
They adapted that into a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. Please
Yeah.
watch it.
And do that to Brad. Find the link right here.
Yeah.
Brad's
Ma-
like, I'm gonna murder you.
Make it either really small or really big.
Yeah.
Play the video so we get a copyright strike.
All right. Real quick, who's your favorite character that you've got to play?
Oh, Stiltman.
Stiltman, really?
Well,
Like any chance you get, you'd be like, "Ooh, I'm in. I want that one."
I don't know. There are a lot of characters I really want to be, but like, I don't know. The ones that I am, I do like being the clones of Spider-Man, the
Yeah.
failed clones.
That is a lot of
Those
fun on
are
Spider-Man
super
Day.
fun.
Yeah.
I love being Stiltman. I love being Swordsman. I even like being normal Spider-Man. Like,
yeah. For those that don't know, Ben is not to out a secret identity here, but Ben is a resident teenage awkward Spider-Man.
yes, just like all the movies.
Yeah. So anytime you hear like awkward teenage Spider-Man here, it's Ben.
If you couldn't tell by my voice, my muffled voice by the mask.
Yeah. So do the kids at school know that you're Spider-Man?
No, because I don't tell any of them.
Oh, so like if anyone sees this, oh man.
I'll write a note and I'll post it to like the school bulletin board.
That's awesome. Okay, so what's your favorite costume that you've put on?
Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
The awful Star Wars bunny?
Yeah, he's not awful.
I mean, he's pretty like
No, he isn't.
personality-wise, he has such a bad attitude.
He's like me.
But he looks cool.
Yeah.
He does look really cool.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he hadn't come back in any kind of continuity.
I mean, the Star Wars Adventures going on might have him.
Yeah, they keep teasing that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
It might.
How's this? Your least favorite costume?
Nightcrawler.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your least favorite character that you've played?
Nightcrawler.
Well, okay. Before you get on this Nightcrawler hate, which I understand why
I love Nightcrawler. I just don't like being him.
I get that. But were there any characters that you were looking forward to and it was that was just okay?
Trying to think. Who all have I been?
Everyone. Like yeah.
You've
You've been lots of people.
Hawk was kind of disappointing because I forgot.
Yeah. You all really flubbed. Yeah. As far as acting went, like you all were believable brothers, but you all flubbed everything else about it.
Yeah.
Ho hum.
I do like everything I came up with, though.
Yeah. Punching Jake in the arm was tour de force,
yeah,
Ben.
very,
Twice.
Yeah,
very
twice.
believable.
Yeah. Man, I sure do believe that you punched him.
Him and his pain.
Yeah. That's not okay in superheroes.
Everyone got really mad at me whenever I did it.
Right, because you shouldn't be
Yeah,
punching
you're
people.
not allowed
Unless
to
you
hit
hate
people
them.
in superhero
No.
school.
Okay, so least favorite character, Hawk, and then least favorite costume, Nightcrawler, right?
Least favorite character is also Nightcrawler.
Oh, that you've had to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you love him as a character.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Interesting. Well, anything else you want to add?
When are we doing Hanna-Barbera Superhero School?
Nope.
When am I gonna be Adam Strange?
That's a better possibility.
When am I gonna be Judge Death?
That's more of a convention kind of thing.
When am I gonna be Flaming Carrot?
That's definitely a convention thing that I've may or may not have secretly been building.
Ooh, for me.
Maybe.
All right. When's our anime superhero school?
Well, how's this? Whenever you buy me the movie Uncle Buck, which I've been requesting for. How old are you?
21. 21.
Yeah, most of those years. I said, hey, I don't ask for much, but your Uncle Buck would love for you all to get for me and me to watch with you kids.
You said you all, not just me.
I mean, your nieces are to blame too, but I'm just saying.
So if I get you this movie Uncle Buck, we will have an anime superhero school.
Something like it.
No, I want an anime superhero school.
Well, I want the movie Uncle Buck.
I think everybody watching this and everybody in this room wants an anime superhero school.
I mean, we'll talk Sailor Moon.
All right.
Anyway.
Akira.
No.
Oh my god.
Nevers. Oh my god. My nephew, everybody. You know what? I think that's a perfect place to wrap this thing up. Ben, thank you for being here and being part of this, and also thank you for being my nephew.
It's hard.
Yeah, I know. Stephanie, thanks again for hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
And Brad, thanks for putting this whole thing together for us.
It's hard.
Yeah. All right. We'll see everyone next week.